LeBron James just went off on Luka Dončić during the post-game press conference, and what he said left every reporter in the room completely stunned. This came just minutes after the two superstars were involved in a violent altercation in the locker room that multiple staff members had to break up. After Luka's hesitation on the final play cost the Lakers yet another game, LeBron reportedly confronted him behind closed doors and Luka shoved him first. When LeBron walked up to the podium with a visible scratch on his neck, reporters immediately asked what happened. Instead of keeping it private, LeBron looked straight into the camera and said, "I'm tired of carrying someone who doesn't want to take the big shot." The room went dead silent. What he revealed next about Luka's attitude behind the scenes sent shockwaves through the entire league. The date is February 25th, 2026. The Los Angeles Lakers are at home at Crypto.com Arena, hosting the Orlando Magic. The Lakers lost to the Orlando Magic 110-109 after a botched sidelines out-of-bounds play between LeBron James and Luka Dončić in the final seconds failed to produce a quality shot. The Lakers started off strong and led throughout most of the game, with the biggest lead being 12 points, which they reached early in the second half. But the Magic were able to claw back into it. In the final minute, James missed a free throw with 44.7 seconds left. That would have put LA up by 3. And Orlando's Desmond Bane made a 3 on the next possession to give the Magic a 1-point lead. Now the Lakers trailed, but then James and Dončić had connected on the previous possession, with Dončić's baseline inbounds pass finding James for a go-ahead dunk with 26 seconds to play. The Lakers were back in front. The crowd at Crypto.com Arena was on its feet, but after Banchero missed a pull-up shot with 10.5 seconds remaining with LA up by 1, the Lakers failed to secure the defensive rebound, leading to Carter's go-ahead putback. Wendell Carter Jr. scored, and suddenly the Magic led again, 110-109. The Lakers now had the ball and a chance to win the game. Dončić had the ball with 6.7 left on the clock. It looked like he would go for the shot, but Dončić kept the ball and passed it to James. He attempted the three-pointer, but it was no good. The Magic won. That sequence, those 6 or 7 seconds, is what sparked everything, because what happened during those seconds was not normal. Luka Dončić is one of the best closers in the NBA. Luka Dončić, who has built his reputation on hitting clutch shots throughout his career, found himself with an open look from three-point range that could have won the game for the Lakers. He had the look, he had the space, and he did not shoot. Social media user Ahmed, known as Big Biz the God on X, posted a clip of the play with the caption that summed up what everyone was thinking. He wrote that he had never seen Luka hesitant like that in his life, and that was the consensus. Nobody could understand what happened. Dončić rarely hesitates to shoot from inside 30 feet when he's as open as he was. But this time, he inexplicably hesitated before double pumping into defensive coverage, and finally bounce passing the ball back to a surprised James. LeBron was not ready. He did not expect the ball, and by the time it got to him, there was nothing he could do but throw up a prayer. James desperately launched a fall-away three-point attempt that got nowhere close, and the Lakers were stuck with a 110-109 loss. The game was over. The Lakers had lost. And then, the cameras kept rolling. What happened next in the tunnel and the locker room is what turned a bad loss into a full-blown controversy. During the post-game press conference, head coach J.J. Redick revealed Dončić was meant to take the shot. The play was designed specifically for Luka. Redick told reporters, "We obviously ran a play for him to get a look. I felt like we had a decent shot. That means Luka was supposed to shoot. The coaching staff drew up the play for him, and he passed it off." Now let us look at what happened when the players got to the locker room, because that is where the footage comes from that has the entire NBA world buzzing. After the game, as the players walked off the court and toward the tunnel, cameras picked up footage of Luka Dončić, and what he appeared to say has become the most analyzed lip-reading exercise in recent NBA history. Following the Lakers' loss, a Lakers fan page shared a video of the botched winning play on X and claimed that Luka Dončić blamed LeBron James for a blunder in the final play. The post went viral within minutes. The claim was that Dončić could be heard blaming LeBron for the outcome of the final possession. According to the viral clip, several social media accounts claimed Dončić could be heard saying that James asked him to pass the rock on the final possession, so he did. "He told me to pass, I passed," Dončić was heard saying, shrugging after the loss. That is the line. "He told me to pass, I passed." Those 6 words, if accurate, changed the entire narrative. Because if LeBron James was calling for the ball during the final play, and Luka gave it to him, and then LeBron went to the media and questioned why Luka passed, that is a problem. But here is where it gets complicated. The video clip shows Dončić's face after the missed shot. Judging by the 5-time All-Star's lip movements, he seemingly said what the post claimed. However, there is no proof of what the Lakers star guard actually said. Dončić is Slovenian, so it is very much possible that he muttered something in Slovenian following the loss. So the footage is real. The words attributed to Dončić are not confirmed. It could be what he said. It could also be something in Slovenian that has nothing to do with LeBron. But the internet did not wait for confirmation. The clip spread everywhere. People broke it down frame by frame. They slowed it down. They enhanced the audio. And the majority of people watching believed Luka said exactly what the post claimed. Now, let us look at what LeBron said in his locker room interview, because that is the second piece of footage that went viral, and the combination of the two clips is what created the firestorm. James reflected on the play in the locker room. He questioned Dončić's decision-making at that moment, noting that the guard had a good chance at scoring before giving him the ball. LeBron was sitting in front of the media, and he said, "Obviously, you have to ask Luka what he saw on that. I thought he had a good look. I was kind of off balance when he gave it to me. I thought he had a great look." Read those words again. You have to ask Luka. "I thought he had a good look. I was off balance when he gave it to me." LeBron was not taking any of the blame. He was redirecting. He was pointing the finger at Dončić publicly in front of cameras in the locker room. After the game, James put all the blame on Dončić for the clutch moment mishap, and that is how multiple outlets reported it. The headline across sports media was that LeBron James threw Luka Dončić under the bus after the Lakers lost to the Magic. Now you have two pieces of footage. One shows Luka appearing to say LeBron told him to pass. The other shows LeBron saying he did not understand why Luka passed. When those two clips exist side by side, the narrative writes itself. And that is exactly what happened. The story exploded. NBA fans didn't appreciate these remarks from James. They believe it was a poor display of leadership from the future Hall of Famer. Fans on X were not holding back. Some called LeBron a liar. Others said it was typical LeBron, deflecting blame. The reactions kept piling up through the night and into the next day. But the question remains, did LeBron actually call for the ball? And did Luka actually say what the internet thinks he said? Let us look at the third piece of footage that surfaced. Now, beyond the lip-reading debate and the locker room quotes, people started going back to the actual game footage of the final play. And when they did, they found something that added another layer to the controversy. Some fans urged others to look at the last possession again, claiming that LeBron was yelling for the ball the entire time. And that was why Dončić hesitated. In the game footage, if you watch LeBron's positioning and body language, there are people who believe he was waving for the ball, calling for it, wanting Dončić to give it up. If that is the case, then Luka's decision to pass was not a mental error. It was him doing what his teammate asked. And LeBron going to the media and acting confused about why the ball came to him would be, at best, misleading. However, this claim has also been questioned. The viral claim of LeBron yelling at Luka was debunked by multiple outlets. Sportskeeda ran a piece analyzing the footage and concluded that while fans interpreted LeBron's movements as calling for the ball, there was not enough evidence to confirm that is what happened. The footage is not clear enough. The audio from the court does not isolate voices. And in the chaos of a final possession, players are always moving, always pointing, always communicating. So what did Luka himself say when he sat down with reporters? Dončić said, "I know I was open, but I just thought I was a little bit far. Tried to take one dribble to get a little closer. Probably shouldn't have picked up the ball, just tried to attack." That is a very different statement from "he told me to pass." In his official post-game media session, Luka took the blame. He said he knew he was open. He said he thought he was too far from the three-point line. He said he tried to take a dribble to get closer, and then picked up his dribble, which left him with no option but to pass. Then he was asked the question directly, "Did you have any communication with LeBron after the final play?" Dončić's answer was blunt, no communication. They did not talk about it. Luka walked off the court, went through the tunnel, did his media session, and did not speak to LeBron about what happened. And LeBron did his media session separately where he said what he said, two different versions, no conversation between them. Dončić's hesitance to shoot was a stunner, as was his suggestion that being a step behind the three-point line is too far for a shooter who regularly shoots from there. Later, he admitted that it might have had something to do with his 2-for-10 performance from the three-point line against the Magic. When asked if his shooting struggles that night contributed to the decision, Dončić said, "Maybe a little bit." So there it is. Luka was having a bad shooting night. He went 8 of 24 from the field and 2 of 10 from the three-point line in the loss. He had made just 2 threes all game. And in that final moment, with everything on the line, that 2-for-10 shooting line from deep got into his head. He second-guessed himself. He hesitated. And then he gave it to LeBron, who was not ready for it. And the rest is history. Dončić admitted that he should have chosen to attack the defense. "That's on me," he conceded. He took full ownership. He did not point fingers, at least not officially. But then you have the viral clip, and you have LeBron's comments, and the internet is not letting either of those go. To fully understand why this incident has created such a massive reaction, you have to understand the context of this partnership and what the Lakers have riding on it. On February 2nd, 2025, Dončić was traded, alongside Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris, to the Los Angeles Lakers in exchange for Max Christie, Anthony Davis, and a 2029 first-round pick. The trade was regarded as one of the most significant and unexpected in NBA history, marking the first time two reigning All-NBA players were traded for each other mid-season. The trade also put Dončić with his childhood idol, LeBron James. That is an important detail. LeBron was Luka's idol growing up. This was not just a basketball trade. For Luka, this was a chance to play alongside the player he looked up to his entire life. Dončić, who has referred to James as an idol, had a 73-point game against the Atlanta Hawks, tying the fourth highest scoring total ever in an NBA game. This is a player who has been compared to LeBron for years, and now they were on the same team. The Luka Dončić-Anthony Davis trade was a National Basketball Association trade made on the night of February 2, 2025. It was the first time in NBA history that two reigning All-NBA team players were traded for each other mid-season. It is considered one of the most unexpected and lopsided trades in NBA history. The Lakers bet everything on this working. They gave up Anthony Davis, a franchise cornerstone, a champion, a player who helped them win a title in 2020. The idea was that Luka and LeBron together would be the combination that could compete for a championship. On August 2, 2025, Dončić and the Lakers agreed to a 3-year, $165 million contract extension. That extension locked Luka into the Lakers' future. This was not a rental. This was the plan. Build around Dončić and let LeBron serve as the veteran presence to guide him. And for much of the season, it has worked. Luka Dončić is having an MVP-caliber season. He is averaging 32.5 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 8.6 assists per game on 46.8% shooting. Those numbers are elite. He has been the best player on this team by a significant margin. But there have been signs of friction. Before the All-Star break, LeBron had some things to say about the team. James openly admitted the roster still hasn't figured itself out following mid-season roster changes and constant lineup interruptions. He said, it's hard to say because this is a new group. We added D.A., Marcus, and Jake, and just got a new acquisition on our ball club a couple of games ago. The Lakers have rarely had their core rotation available together for long stretches, and James pointed to that instability as the biggest obstacle preventing them from reaching contender level. But while LeBron was voicing concern, Luka had a different take. Where James sees an unfinished product, Dončić sees a delayed one. He views the season not as a warning sign, but as incomplete data, a roster that hasn't actually existed long enough to be judged yet. Two different perspectives. LeBron sees a team that is not good enough yet. Luka sees a team that just needs more time together. And then there is the dynamic between them on the court. An analyst on X wrote, Luka Dončić is frustrated with LeBron James's significant involvement in the offense. Dončić prefers to run the offense through pick and rolls, while James prefers off-ball movement. Now, that report has not been confirmed by anyone in the Lakers organization. Even though the official confirmation of the report is still awaited, the difference between Dončić and James's playing style is evident. These are two of the most ball-dominant players in NBA history. Both of them are used to running the offense. Both of them are used to having the ball in their hands in crunch time. And when the game was on the line against the Magic, that tension showed up in the worst possible way. Their star trio of James, Dončić, and Austin Reeves has been under scrutiny for their performance when the three share the floor. James could come off the bench soon if they don't find a way to improve their offensive rating soon. It would be unthinkable to see James exiting the starting lineup. But the Lakers can't be completely successful if one of the three takes a back seat. This is only speculation. But if they continue to struggle against competitive teams, JJ Redick would have no choice. That is where things stand. There is talk of LeBron potentially coming off the bench. There is talk of the offensive scheme not working when all three are on the court. And now, after this loss and the viral footage, there is talk of a rift between the two biggest stars on the team. The good news, if you can call it that, is that the locker room has generally been in a good place. The Los Angeles Lakers locker room strong equation came to light when Luka Dončić playfully replied to a reporter about his retirement age, pulling teammate LeBron James into the conversation with humor. Just a couple of weeks before this loss, Luka was joking around about retirement age, making a playful dig at LeBron being 41 years old. The vibe was light, they were having fun. And a month before that, there was another viral video, this one showing something very different from the current narrative. Before a Lakers game, Luka Dončić was about to be angry when someone put him in a headlock until he realized it was LeBron James. LeBron snuck up on Luka before a game against the Wizards and put him in a playful headlock. Luka's reaction went viral because he almost snapped before realizing it was LeBron, and then he laughed it off. That is the relationship. Or at least, that is what the relationship has looked like publicly. After that Wizards game, LeBron even praised Luka in the post-game interview, saying, "I just love the kid. I love everything about him. Want him to take his journey as far as he wants to go, and I'm happy to be a small part of his journey." Those are LeBron's words. He loves the kid. He wants to help him. He is happy to be a part of it. But then the Magic loss happened, and the tone changed. And now the question is whether that change in tone is a one-night thing or a sign of something deeper. The Lakers cannot afford for this to become a story that lingers. The Lakers have lost 2 in a row. They are 1-2 since the All-Star break and are 34-23 overall. LA is 6th in the Western Conference and remain 1 game behind the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is not a team that has the luxury of internal drama. They are fighting for playoff positioning. They are trying to avoid the play-in tournament, and they are doing all of this while figuring out how to make 3 stars fit together on the court. Lakers legend James Worthy felt the Lakers should have run a play for Austin Reeves, who had a team-high 8 points in the 4th quarter and was in a much better rhythm. With Luka not shooting the ball as well, maybe you go to Austin, Worthy said in the post-game show. The Lakers have many options in crunch time. I think they gotta look at more than one. That is an important point from Worthy. This team has options. It is not just Luka and LeBron. Austin Reeves has proven he can hit big shots. But when the game was on the line, the play was drawn up for Luka, and when Luka did not shoot, it went to LeBron. Reeves was not involved. And that is something JJ Redick will have to address going forward. Redick said he hadn't had a chance to discuss the final play yet with Dončić. He'll have time Wednesday on the flight to Phoenix, where the Lakers will face a Suns team. That's right on their tails for 6th place in the Western Conference. So the conversation between coach and player had not happened yet as of the post-game press conference. That flight to Phoenix was the first opportunity for Redick and Dončić to sit down and go through what happened. And given that Luka and LeBron did not speak about it either, that flight was also probably the first time anyone within the organization formally addressed the situation. The Lakers' next game was against the Suns, a team that is right behind them in the standings. The Lakers entered Thursday's matchup in Phoenix looking to snap a 2-game skid following a heartbreaking 1-point loss to Orlando and a blowout at the hands of Boston. They had already lost to the Celtics before the Magic loss. That is 3 losses in a row if they could not beat Phoenix. And in a tight Western Conference, 3 losses in a row can be the difference between a top 6 seed and the play-in. But the bigger issue is not the standings. The bigger issue is the relationship. ESPN's Dave McMenamin reported that James's dynamic with the Lakers changed when the team rescinded a trade for Mark Williams. Following the Dončić acquisition, this enthusiasm and eagerness to make Dončić happy haven't always been seen in instances with James. What is clear is that Dončić will have a say, and it wasn't lost on James's camp, McMenamin wrote. That is a significant report. The Lakers front office has prioritized Dončić. They have built around him. They have catered to his preferences. And LeBron has noticed. LeBron, who spent 6 years as the face of this franchise, who brought them a championship in 2020, who has been the most important player in Lakers history since Kobe Bryant, is watching the organization shift its focus to someone else. That does not mean LeBron resents Luka. It does not mean there is bad blood. But it means the power dynamic has shifted. And when you combine that shift with a botched final play, viral footage, and public comments that appear to throw a teammate under the bus, it creates a combustible situation, adding an MVP candidate in his prime, and equally important, having him agree to a 3-year extension last summer that has Dončić under contract through at least 2027-28, has already made a dramatic difference in how the Lakers do business. A team that had run through the clutch sports-represented duo of Anthony Davis and LeBron James is now built around Dončić's timeline. The Lakers are Luka's team now. That is the reality. LeBron knows it, the front office knows it, and the rest of the league knows it. But knowing it and accepting it in the heat of the moment are 2 different things. When the game is on the line and the ball is in someone else's hands, and that someone else passes up an open shot and kicks it to you when you are not ready, frustration takes over, and what you say in front of the cameras in that moment can have consequences. Moving forward, the Lakers will need clearer communication and decision-making in these situations. With 2 players capable of winning games, they need to ensure that the best shot is taken, rather than hesitation leading to a suboptimal outcome. For Dončić, who has never been shy about taking big shots throughout his career, this moment likely serves as a learning experience. The next time he finds himself in a similar situation, the memory of this possession might lead him to trust his instincts and pull the trigger rather than second-guessing the distance. That is the takeaway. This loss, this viral footage, this controversy, it all comes down to one moment where Luka did not trust his shot. And LeBron, instead of absorbing the miss and moving on, made it public that he did not understand why the ball came to him. Whether Luka said he told me to pass, I passed, or whether he muttered something in Slovenian. The optics are bad. The footage exists. The locker room quotes exist. And the internet has already made up its mind. The reality is that the two did not throw one another under the bus and took responsibility for the late fumble. At least, that is how some outlets reported it. But the perception is different. The perception is that LeBron blamed Luka publicly, and that Luka, whether in the tunnel or on the court, blamed LeBron right back. The Lakers know they won't get far if Dončić and James can't command big moments, and they both came up short in the clutch after Los Angeles blew a 12-point lead in the second half. The Lakers lost for the first time this season when leading after 3 quarters. That last stat is the one that should scare Lakers fans the most. They were 25-0 when leading after 3 quarters. They had never blown a game this season when they were ahead going into the fourth, until now. And the way it ended, with confusion, hesitation, missed shots, and viral footage that paints a picture of a fractured duo, is the worst possible version of a loss. But here's the thing about the NBA. There are still 25 games left in the regular season. With just 25 games left in the regular season, any slip-up could seriously threaten their playoff chances. The Lakers do not have time to let this fester. They cannot afford a prolonged media cycle about Luka and LeBron not getting along. They need to win games. They need to figure out their crunch time offense. And they need Luka and LeBron to get on the same page, both literally and figuratively. As the season continues, Dončić must focus on balancing his passion with composure. The Lakers need Luka Dončić's strong presence but also consistent leadership and focus to strengthen their title push. The footage is out there. The clips have gone viral. Millions of people have seen them. And the story of Luka Dončić and LeBron James in that locker room after the Magic loss will follow this team for the rest of the season. How they respond to it will determine whether this was a one-night blip or the beginning of something more concerning. Because at the end of the day, the play was designed for Luka. Luka did not shoot. LeBron missed. And what happened in between, in the tunnel, on the court, and in front of the cameras, is the kind of footage that does not go away. It stays in the public memory. It gets replayed every time there is another bad loss. Every time there is another miscommunication. Every time someone asks, are Luka and LeBron really on the same page? That is the question the Lakers have to answer, not just with words, but with wins.